I'm still learning, Neely Fuller. I'm calling from Cell Block, California. I had an observation I would like him to maybe give his commentary on. It has to do with in California. It might be across the country. I don't know the world, but a lot of people classified as Mexican and or El Salvadorian, Panamanian, you name it. These are considered or classified or look like non-white people. But when I look at their public records in the public school systems, their parents all have white for race. So I'm trying to figure out why, Mr. Fuller, maybe he can elaborate. I think he explained it before, but maybe it would help people listening. Why would they permit, or who permitted, all these Mexican people to classify their race as white when visually, phenotypically, they don't look white, but they've been permitted to, versus the white or British people who had mixed offspring with natives, and they didn't classify them as white. I know it's to produce confusion, but what is Mr. Fuller's interpretation on that, please?
Oh, okay, Mr. Fuller?
Confusion. That's exactly what the white supremacists do. In order to conquer people and keep them conquered over a long period of time, you must do what? Confuse them. And you confuse them not just in one thing, you confuse them about everything that is of constructive value in all areas of activity. You confuse them in... Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Fuller, could
Yes,
you
ma'am.
give that brief explanation you had before that broke it down about how the Spaniards permitted their mixing, their miscegenation to be classified as white? Could you give that brief explanation?
No, well, apparently, I mean, from what happened was the English-speaking white supremacists, that's
right.
Not all white people, but the white people who believe in white supremacy, some of them spoke English, and then others spoke Spanish. They were all white, okay?
Right.
But it appears on the surface, and this is just my opinion, and I think history will bear it out, or any investigation will bear it out, apparently, the English-speaking white people who believed in white supremacy said, we're going to do something that these Spanish-speaking white people are not doing. We are not going to claim our offspring that we have by these dark-skinned people. We will lay around in the bed with black women, brown women, yellow women, whatnot, females rather, and we will have offspring by them. We will have children by them. We will not claim any of these children as being our own.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Right.
We will claim them as being the same as the category of people that they're in. We'll have plenty of babies. We'll have them all over the place, but we're not going to claim them. Now, we are noticing that the Spanish-speaking white people, they are claiming their children. That's going to come back to haunt them. It's going to cause all kind of confusion. And that apparently is what has happened over all these years. See what I mean? The white people who spoke the language called Spanish had babies by dark-skinned people, just like the white people who spoke English had babies by dark-skinned people. But many of the Spanish-speaking white people say, well, you know, if some of these babies I'm going to claim, but some of them I'm not. But some of them I know they got some color in their skin, but I'm going to claim them and include them as being just like me, even though they don't look exactly like me. All right? So that's where the confusion came from. And that has been carried on from generation to generation. And the English-speaking white people have said, didn't I tell you so? Now you're confusing yourself because you don't even know who your own people are. You know, we don't have that problem, us English-speaking white people, because we saw that coming, okay? So you all made a big mistake, but you're going to have to live with that mistake. But don't force me to live with it. That's the English-speaking white people talking to the Spanish-speaking white people. You're trying to force me to live with your mistake. We told you people thousands of years ago, you don't claim claim these dark-skinned babies as being your own. You don't include them in your family so that your family looks like it's all what they call mixed and whatnot. That causes confusion among yourselves. We don't make that mistake. We don't claim none of that garbage as being ours.